Welcome to Finding Holiness, where we delve into timeless Torah wisdom, revealing the sacred in everyday moments. Join us on a journey to elevate your spirituality and discover holiness in every aspect of life. I'm your host, Rabbi David Kadosh, and together, let's embark on a path of spiritual exploration. I hope you enjoy this next episode. Today is January 27th, 2022, and arguably the largest protest in Canadian history is about to make its way through the Greater Toronto area. Titled the Freedom Convoy, a large convoy of trucks began from British Columbia and is heading towards Ottawa, Canada's capital, spanning well over half of the entire country. According to the GoFundMe page, which raised nearly $5 million, the purpose is to protest the Canadian federal government for what they believe to be unlawful mandates against its people. In their words, and I quote, "Small businesses are being destroyed, homes are being destroyed, and people are being mistreated and denied fundamental necessities to survive." I have my own political views and beliefs on this and other COVID policies, but I won't reveal them on this platform. This platform's mission is to help us find holiness in things around us, and the Freedom Convoy is no different. When this convoy began, nobody really thought about it much, and nobody felt it would turn out to be like this. I read about it online, heard about it on the radio, but all in all, I thought it was just a few hundred truckers fighting their rights to earn a living, allowing them to cross the border without having to be vaccinated. This was all until I read a tweet yesterday that the first truck of the convoy crossed into Ontario, roughly around the same time that the last truck in the convoy crossed into Manitoba. I had to read that again. Could it be? How? There are so many vehicles in this convoy that it had stretched the entire width of a Canadian province? I was in utter shock. Shocked, but truly inspired. I'm not exactly sure if that information was accurate, but it's definitely long. According to most measurements, it's at least 70 kilometers long and will probably break the Guinness World Record of the longest convoy in history. So what do we gain from this? Where is the lesson? I believe the holiness lies in the fact that change is made when people come together and take action. When you stand up and fight for whatever you believe in, irrelevant whether the guy across the street agrees with you or not. Martin Luther King's historic "I Have a Dream" speech was delivered during an August 1963 rally to promote racial equality in the United States. More than 200,000 demonstrators gathered peacefully at Lincoln Memorial in D.C., and the event is credited with pressuring President John F. Kennedy to draw up firm civil rights legislation. Like this, there were many, but sometimes humanity isn't so lucky. Coincidence or not, January 27th is also International Holocaust Remembrance Day, recalling the atrocities of Nazi Germany against the Jewish people and other innocent peoples. There was another inhumane abomination that took place in the 1940s. That is the silence by the nations to allow this to continue month after month. The refusal of countries to allow in refugees. In other words, the unwillingness to protest. The inability to come together as a world and fight the barbarity of Hitler. May his name be erased. There was no protest, no demonstration, no revolt, and no outcry. Just death. A lot of death. As we welcome in the first of 2 months of Adar this week, we recall the story of Purim, which also consisted of an annihilation decree to which the 127 provinces of Ahasuerus fell silent to Haman's claims. With the help of God, the Jews were able to fight until death and overpower Amalek yet again. It was a great show of solidarity to fight for what they believed in, their lives. This is why it is from the mitzvah of Megillat Esther that the Talmud teaches us the concept of Berov Am Hadrat Melech. The king is glorified through multitudes of people. It is better to perform mitzvot, such as reading the Megillah, in a large crowd to exalt Hashem's name publicly. But on a deeper level, maybe it's to recall that we once stood together to fight for our freedom, and thus we now come back together to celebrate that freedom. Regardless of where you stand on governmental policy, the Freedom Convoy of 2022 should instill the idea that if you want something done, you need to come together because there is power in numbers. Nobody knows what will come out of this demonstration, but I'm certain that some change will result, because history says it will.